So, welcome to a very fun party fighting game. Barely a fighting game, but you know. What I will be doing is something that probably not a lot of you, or probably none of you, have seen really done or ran before. It is the New Game Plus category for Subspace Emissary. It is almost entirely different from any percent and 100%. And I will explain the rules as I begin. Alright. So I need to really quickly preload the character that I'm entering the game or the level with so that I don't lose time automatically, because preloads are very important and I will explain why. Alright. So let's begin. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is, like I said, New Game Plus. Like many late 2000s games, Wii games back then, the devs never intended, really, for New Game Plus to... Oh, well, that's never happened before. That's one that has never happened before already. Alright, this is going bad. But yeah, New Game Plus was never intended. But in this game, there's a few things that you can do after beating a file. Really quickly, I'm going to go for a very hard trick that is normally done. Okay, well, I think I accidentally neutral bead. I was going to go for snake skip, where I would go out of bounds to skip hitting all these buttons and portals. I don't know what happened there. But to clear up on New Game Plus on this game is not an official category of the game, because like I said, it's not like actual separate game mode after you beat the game or anything. But what it is on a completed file, we beat all 31 levels again, but we have a unique rule set to go along with it, where we can play as any character that we have unlocked, so we can play with literally every character in the game if we wanted to. Play on any difficulty, like any stage, any difficulty that we want to. It's always one more. Okay, this item RNG is not that great. And so that's the very uniqueness of it, is that it's the category in a speedy sense is very dependent on the character selection. So I have only saved quite a few select characters that will be used throughout the run. I've not saved every character that you could in the game, because many of them are not as useful as others. One you will notice, especially right away, but Meta Knight, yes, will be used quite a lot. Because reasons. It's Meta Knight. Meta Knight is good in every aspect of Brawl. So he will be used quite a lot, but this category is not entirely Meta Knight, so it's not entirely just gliding across every level and whatnot. So there'll be a very few select characters that will be used throughout the run to get through every level in a quick matter. It's not going to be a whole lot of Sonic as well, because even though Sonic's speed was never really changed to be different in Subspace, because he was kind of like a last second addition to Subspace, if I remember correctly. So instead, I'm going to go for an up B. Nice. So instead, his speed is the same as normal. So he'll only be used for like hallway levels, if anyone's wondering. Like long horizontal areas. But yeah, this category is, I think I accidentally did very hard. I want to do hard. Normally I do very hard on this level, but to be marathon safe, there is quite a large difficulty gap when going from hard to very hard. It's much more difficult than going from very hard to intense for some reason. So I wanted to play this on hard rather than very hard to be safe for the marathon. But this is the first instance of changing a difficulty to make the level quicker, and by that what I mean is pretty much every level that you see me change the difficulty from easy, it's basically because... Why do I still have that in my hand? It's basically because of auto-scrollers. There's a bunch of auto-scrollers in this game, but all but 2 auto-scrollers have different speeds depending on the difficulty. Obviously, the higher the difficulty, the better the faster the auto-scroller will be done. And so there's only a few that doesn't apply to. But yeah, this is one of the very few instances where I will actually change my difficulty in order to get through an auto-scroller faster and in general level without losing much time, hopefully. So even though that seemed pretty slow, I promise you that was like 10 seconds faster or something than on easy. It was still like kind of slow compared to like on very hard. That's very unfortunate. Okay. Wow, I did not expect to die on this, especially on hard mode. I don't know how much time this is gonna lose, but I'm gonna die and get back Meta Knight, which I can because I picked up an extra life. This run has already gone to garbage, sadly, but happens, I guess. Because I'm gonna do a fight skip at the end of this level, and so I want to be Meta Knight because most of the fight skips are done with Meta Knight. I think actually in this category all of them are. I'm pretty sure like every fight skip was done with Meta Knight in this category, whereas in 90%, 100% there's 2 that are done with the Lucas, and then I think another one done with a different character. But yeah, I'm gonna skip this fight trigger because the developers in Sakurai did not think that people would be skipping fights, so they didn't account for having the fight triggers go up all the way through the roof. It's another high difficulty level. This is done on intense because 2 auto-scrollers especially, and it's not that bad of a level. If done right. I want to focus real quick because I have a setup for this first part in order to not die here, because it is very easy to die. Alright, should be good. But yeah, so there's another instance of a uniqueness of NG Plus that I wanted to talk about. Was with this route, I'm benefiting by loading into levels quicker than normal by having a character preloaded. So like how I had played Meta Knight in the previous level and then exited that level as Meta Knight and then entered the next level as Meta Knight, I actually saved time entering the level versus being someone different. So this route, this is the record route. I actually got a new record by not a whole lot yesterday. To the previous route there was only a few small changes, but this is the record route. The only difference was doing the last stage in hard mode because it was just a lot easier than on very hard, just marathon safer. So yeah, I'm benefiting off of loads. You'll see a bunch of sections where it's just Meta Knight, and then you'll see some sections where it goes from Meta Knight and then ISD into a different character, and then you'll see that character a bunch like DK and Sonic. So there's little sections. It's pretty much solely based off of loads for most of the route. The beginning few levels is pretty much also based on difficulty because... When did that happen? Stop picking that up. I'm trying to do a glide to the end of the level. Okay. Well, this is not going very well. Not paying attention. Alright, I have my notes in front of me because it's not easy to remember everything, quite honestly, in this category, because the route is like this is nothing like any percent or 100%. I mean, in terms of like gameplay, some of it is similar, but a lot of it is very different. And in terms of routing, like, you don't have like go to the next level like any percent or 100%. You actually have your own like unique route to make for NG+. So it's very hard to actually have this on your in your head ready to go. So I have my notes of menuing, because menuing is also important to go from stage to stage, characters, and then stage list, obviously. It's just how I like to keep it organized. But yeah, this is the last level in the beginning that I really hate. The first 4 levels in the record route are pretty hard to get a run out of, a good run, like record pace. Why am I constantly getting it? So I'm gonna do another fight skip here, over to this blue switch, and then back, hopefully. Like, skip a small fight, it's not that long of a fight, but any fight skips, it's worth it. We're about to kill off Meta Knight for a little bit, because we're going to, like I said, a section with another character at the end of this level, pretty much. But yeah, all the character selections, outside of having a character preloaded to play as in another level, there's some levels where, like this, where I choose 3 or 4 characters specifically, just based on the level layout and what to do. So Meta Knight to like glide over and get through, like do that fight skip and whatnot. Now we're coming up with a horde fight, which is better to do with Falcon, because there's going to be a couple enemies, sword primates specifically, that Meta Knight actually can't one-hit them. He can one-hit every enemy but sword primates, so it's better to do this fight with Falcon. And also there's a SD strat that I'll be using at the end of this. So that is very good with Falcon. So another reason. Also, this bat is like really good. If I can pick it up, it's like it can really help me in a little bit. Hopefully that kills. Thank you. Alright. So I want to do this all in time, so I can SD to the left and spawn as Rob, because I'm going to be doing a 1-minute auto-scroller skip, which only Rob can do. And I guess maybe Snake. So just like most, or pretty much, yeah, like most fights, locked fight skips, some auto-scrollers, they didn't raise the solid vertical walls to the roof, so we can do that, just like in the failed snake skip attempt in the first level. And now we are Charizard because we're coming up with a boss, and if everyone knows Brawl, everyone knows that Rock Smash is broken on bosses. So it all comes together. And after this level, I'm gonna be doing, what is it, Meta Knight. So not every level is going to enter the next level with the character from before. Like the next level I'm not going to enter with Charizard just because it's not fast. So I'll lose technically time for not having a preloaded character enter, but just having the character for like the start of the next stage rather than Charizard is very beneficial anyway. So So if I play my cards right here, I can get a 148. Ah, damn. I can go out. Let's kill him. Alright, so that's out of the beginning that I personally hate. So now we're gonna enter a DK section. We're only using Meta Knight for the first part of this and the first part of the upcoming Horde fight, just because he's quick to get there and whatnot. So yeah, there's a lot of Meta Knight and a lot of gliding in this category, but there's plenty of time where we use other characters. But it is a pretty good category to play if you're wanting to play Broken Knight a lot. I'll take that, I guess. Not really that useful. Damn it, I want to kill these in time. Crap. So now I'm gonna SD, which despawns these Shados enemies, and B Monkey and just slap the ground a bunch. Until I get hit. Isn't there one more? No, please fall off. This is so bad. Metal Monkey now. Alright, so now we have a little DK section. It's not gonna be very, very long, but just gonna slap a bunch more for a little bit. I got good RNG, but I think I'm too close. Oh, that sucks. So, DK's Monkey Slap, you just commit to it. I'm gonna get hit no matter what. Yep, I just have to commit to it. Good RNG. Kind of meh. But it works. I have to make sure I don't miss a level because that'd be very, very bad because it feels like without having actual splits, it's very easy to miss a level. At least for a marathon, so I got pretty horrible RNG. That sucks. So up left. Alright. Now the lake. And this is another boss at the start of the level. Yes, it would be very good to use DK, but DK is used at the end of the level for a spike kill, so overall have to play this like any %. This is really like that miss. Okay. This level in NG Plus, at least for how it's routed right now, is really like one of the only levels that mimics any %, 100%. The only difference is using DK rather than Diddy at the end of the level, but there's only a few that are like that. It's just the follow through with the preloading route and obviously which characters, what is going on, which character benefits from certain sections in the level. And since Fox doesn't have, you know, Shine Spike or anything, can't really use him for the last bit. Effectively, that is. Alright. I guess while we're on the way to the auto-scroller, it's gonna be... I'm on easy, so the auto-scroller is gonna go on easy speed. But yeah, not all auto-scrollers on this in this category. I'm doing a different difficulty for. Some I'm still on easy because the auto-scrollers are much later in the level, and there's also other things before getting that auto-scroller that could cause it to not be a time save. So like this level, for example, doing Rayquaza on a higher difficulty can really mess with time and speed, and then another level coming up eventually. But yeah, so this is one of the few where it'll be on the slowest speed because it's just the most effective right now, unless I can figure out a cracked way to do Rayquaza with another character and do weird movement with that character to make it quick enough. Yeah. I guess while I'm waiting on this long auto-scroller, I'm gonna do a real quick 2-second time save, hopefully. Side being into this secret door. Saves 2 seconds. There's a few strats like that where in auto-scrollers there's secret doors that you can enter to make the position of the auto-scroller spawn in later than it was before. Only a few spots. Although this isn't coming up in a little while, I guess I can mention it because it is a little funny story. NG Plus, obviously you beat all the levels throughout, like through and through, again on the completed file, but there was one time where, if everyone knows, once you beat the game, you unlock the secret character doors for Jigglypuff, Toon Lake, and Wolf, and those are only unlockable after beating the game, so they are technically an NG Plus feature. Before someone mentioned about it, those 3 levels in NG Plus were done fully, but someone mentioned about how if you enter those secret character doors and then quit out, you still get the same stage clear message. So then that, funny enough, turned into being a strat that is like legitimate for this category. So there are the 3 levels that contain the secret characters are actually we entered the secret character doors and then we just quit out. I have a very bad Mario. There we go. And then we just grab and eat them. This is like a very execution heavy, like, I mean, I guess it's like there's some RNG dependent annoying stuff to it, but it is, in my opinion, probably the hardest Subspace category. Like, harder than any percent, I'd say, personally. Just super demanding, really, to get everything right. That was pretty decent. So, if anyone's looking to run Subspace, I recommend doing any percent first. Unless you just want to have fun with Meta Knight or whoever else, then just do your own route of any percent or NG Plus. Because the record route right now, especially at the beginning, is super frustrating to get a run going. So, down right. So here we go. So this is another level with an auto-scroller, especially at the start. I'm doing very hard because there's not a huge difference between doing very hard versus intense. Obviously, there'll be the auto-scroller will be slightly quicker on intense, but the difficulty spike in terms of the boss at the end of this auto-scroller is a little bit harder to deal with, and there's also fights and whatnot later on, so very hard is used quite a lot more than intense for that reason. But also with preloaded characters, since I exited Emissary and with Donkey Kong entered here with Donkey Kong, I actually won a SD into Charizard in a little bit, because obviously Rock Smash boss. So yeah, just another little routing insight on the routing of this, where preloaded characters back to back, you know, are really heavily benefited. Even if I am like dying with DK, like right now, get hit into Porky and die. So that's a little insight on the routing. it wasn't really it wasn't good loads and bad loads, like having preloaded characters wasn't really thought about until sub 115 for this category. It used to just be whatever you thought was hard and in your own route, like whatever's hardest to you, just get done first, and then just the like last level would be the most baby thing. I need to get off, otherwise I'm dead. Okay, momentum canceled. Alright, this is unlucky. RNG, but I only need to get like 2 more hits. Alright, so now I die with Charizard so that I can spawn into the next area with Meta Knight. Just finish off with Meta Knight. Because like I said, I mean, even though Meta Knight's used a whole bunch, it's not entirely Meta Knight the category, but a good amount is, I'd say. Oh, that's super unlucky. Did not expect that. I don't know why I went through like that. Alright. Yeah, this is not going very well. I'm just gonna glide over to the fight. Yeah. With Meta Knight and this category, there's a bunch of exclusive NG Plus skips that you can do now playing this category rather than any percent or 100%, because obviously we have Meta Knight whenever you want. So you'll see a bunch of skips that you wouldn't normally see in like an any percent run. So here's, oh wow, I got that. Alright, so this was the first instance of me going for a pause glitch. So a pause glitch is, I haven't gotten that one in a while, but pause glitch, going into a locked fight, if you press pause on the same frame as entering the fight, this is not good. Okay, I'm gonna do another fight skip real quick. So this one is like done normally with Lucas on any percent, 100%, but we're Meta Knight, so please don't die. But yeah, a pause glitch is pressing pause on the same frame you enter a locked fight. Crap, I lost my Ruins of Lakeshore. This is the struggle of not knowing everything in your head with a routed category like this. Quick little leech strat, back throw, up B, but a pause glitch is entering a locked fight, pressing pause on the same frame, and that unlocks the camera, but I'm still in the locked fight, so the blast zones stay the same. It's still enclosed. And so what I can do is go further out of the pause glitch, or the locked fight, and I can manipulate enemies into dying quicker than normal by simply going further away from them in the fight before hitting a blast zone that could potentially kill me. So that's how pause glitch works, which you saw me get in the last level. And I'm gonna go for another attempt here. This one's one of the more time-savey ones, like 10 seconds or more. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to dash attack. That one I like rarely get. It's a very hard one for some reason. Sure, I'll take this. Alright. So yeah, this is another level where we're coming up with an auto scroller, but I'm not on a higher difficulty, mainly because the first few fights against, you saw Zelda and Yoshi and Link, that can be very BS on higher difficulties, so it's just, you can get them done super quick with Meta Knight on easy. So then that's like the price you pay for having to be here for like the full minute and a half. Because unless I find a cracked way to destroy Zelda, Link, and Yoshi, then I'll continue. I'm just gonna continue doing this level on easy. just some sacrifices like that. But yeah, we're gonna go into the Sonic section of the run shortly, because I have Sonic second, and we're doing the rest of the level with Sonic, and then we're gonna have preloaded Sonic into the next level. Really quickly, I just want to make sure I didn't accidentally miss a level. It doesn't look like it. Yeah. I just don't want to accidentally miss a level. Let's just dive in right now. Yeah, I forgot to mention that the end of this level, or the end of this category, ends on Taboo, just so that it's cohesive with like a proper ending. Okay, well, just open up. Alright, that's never happened before. But the thing with NG plus Maze is that once you finish the game, obviously, and unlock or save all the characters, or not save, but extract, get a roll there, surpass the fire block one cycle early. But the maze in NG plus, after you beat all the characters and bosses and beat the game, is that you can go into the maze on a completed file, and you can literally just replay Taboo every time. You don't have to save or kill any characters or bosses ever again. You can literally just solely go into the maze just to refight Taboo, and so that's how this category ends. It's, Taboo refight. So no maze. No, everyone dislikes maze, and there will be none here. It's just literally going to Taboo. So that's a neat little thing as well, to make the category shorter, because it technically does count as one level as the Great Maze, and the real objective of the Great Maze is just to beat Taboo, so it counts. Alright, this is not going good at all. I mean, the whole entire run has not been going good, but go on. So yeah, so Sonic in this route is pretty much used for hallways and running through stuff. He's actually not that good for fights, but these few levels that I'm playing on right now have a bunch of hallways, so that's why Sonic is used. So yeah, this category is pretty much like Meta Knight Sonic DK with like guest appearances of like Fox, Yoshi, Pikachu. That's really what it is, at least for the record route. But yeah, in general, Sonic really sucks for these fights. We can only do so much with him, but he just makes every aspect of the level faster anyway. Another pause glitch attempt. I actually got that. Well, okay, so this one saves 2 seconds, because they don't have to kill that giant Gooba on the left, because I can manipulate him by dying, or I can manipulate him by moving over far away from him to die earlier than normal. So that's one of the quickest pause glitches. So yeah, if Sonic, had good fighting ability and gliding, this category would just be Sonic only. But yeah, he's only used for levels like these, just hallways, left and right, for the most part. So where are we in the list? We're pretty much halfway done, I'd say. The beginning has not gone great, sadly. That was actually my first time missing Snake Skip in a marathon run. So instead of 3 for 3, I am 2 for 3. And that's quite sad considering that it's literally the first level in this route. Whereas in any percent, for the other marathon runs I've done, it's about an hour in. Stuff happens, I guess. Getting a weird cycle there, I always screw that liar up. Go for a cool, quick kill if I can get it on this creep. I didn't hold in. I think I actually went neutral. I don't think I I held a direction by accident. Down right. Alright. So now we're gonna come back into a Mennonite section after this level. And this is the notorious level that runners hate in any percent because of a room that's coming up. All because of a discovery, a very dumb and broken discovery that I've made 4 years or so ago in an upcoming room in this level where we can break the room, break the autoscroller that's in the room in order to save like 40 seconds or something. So I'm just gonna get to the fight with Sonic because he's faster than anyone else to get to the fight, and he's also the preloaded character. And then I'm gonna SD and be Mennonite for the rest of the level. In any percent, normally you can choose to be Marth or Mennonite for this fight. Marth is much better because Sword Primates you can't one-shot with Mennonite. Damn it, I want to hit to the right. But this is how we have to do it for NG Plus to make it work. Okay, I thought I accidentally grabbed that hammer, which I did not want to do. Okay, well, that worked. Probably hit an item or something. Alright, so now we have an autoscroller room with a bunch of fights, but instead I'm going to skip the first fight, enter the second fight, go back into the first fight because the boundary isn't closed off. I'm going to take one of the enemies from the first fight into the autoscroller, and at a specific position in the autoscroller I'm going to kill off the enemy from the first fight. And now we are free of the autoscroller camera. And now I'm racing against the time because in the background the autoscroller is still going, but we have unlocked the camera, so obviously we can't see that. I'm gonna skip 2 more fights to reach the end of the room and save 40 seconds over not doing any of that. So between the first and the second fight, if I go into the second fight and enter the first fight, the boundary is very close, so technically I canceled the second fight by entering the first fight after entering the second fight, and unlock the camera while the first fight is technically going on because we had the Primates that we took over, and then I was able to take over a Primate from the first fight into the autoscroller, and then by killing that Primate in the autoscroller at a specific point, because if I don't, the camera will whiplash and I will have to wait for the autoscroller to finish. The autoscroller camera got unlocked and the first fight essentially got finished, but in the background the autoscroller is still going on, the timer is, but it was unlocked. So I was able to freely move in the autoscroller technically and skip 2 more fights. That is technically irrelevant to that entire sequence, but in order to beat the room I was able to skip the last 2 fights and beat the clock, basically. So yeah, that's always a joy to explain in marathons. I don't know how I managed to find it, but when I was originally learning the game and practicing stuff 4+ years ago, I just thought of it and tried to do it and made it work. And it's probably the weirdest skip we have in this game, or the weirdest sequence of events, I guess, in order to skip things, because other auto-scroller skips are just jump over solid wall that doesn't reach up to the limit, because Sakurai didn't think about that, and that one we just completely break it, I guess. It's another... Oh, that was a really bad fight. This could be useful. That missed. Good enough. Alright, so now I'm gonna go for another Tento to pause glitch. Actually got it. Wow. Alright, so now I have to wait and manipulate the enemies. Okay, this one followed me. This should be good now. And probably saved a tiny bit of time, but not much. Kind of forgot where to go for a second. It's very hard to follow for the route, unless I have it in my head, but I will never be able to do that. So normally this is with Pit, but we're using Meta Knight, and that's not good. I was gonna glide all the way over, but I guess RNG said something else. I can still glide. But yeah, we wanted to start a glide at the start of that, after that fight. Wanted to hit the other direction because the closer the blast zone, the better. So now, normally this level in any percent is the second level, but we're doing it in a run that's 40 minutes in. So now I'm gonna start a glide. Oh wow, I've never mistimed that. Alright, funny thing is, this is normally done with Pit, and there's actually a backup to this glide at the end of the level, because I'm gonna do a long fight skip. At least I was, until I died with Meta Knight. So I wanted to start a glide up, and then I was gonna glide all the way over, but there's a backup with Pit that I'm about to do. I don't know if I have the position right. Alright, I got it. So that's a little backup for any percent with Pit, doing up B to skip it, but normally you would just glide all the way over. I'm sorry, I blocked out again. Right, down, right? Sorry. It's very hard unless I have splits up. So yeah, I died with Meta Knight, so I don't get a preload into this level, so I load into this level slow. So that's the downside of not having a preloaded character. But yeah, so that skip in Skyworld is normally done by gliding from the purple platform at the start of the area, and then literally gliding all the way to the end. But there's it's now a backup, but it used to be the main way to skip that fight until the glide was figured out. So, little backup. Need to kill this guy because I'm about to do another fight skip. We're gonna skip over another fight with Meta Knight and go into another auto scroller. And we're on intense, so this is gonna be pretty quick. It's not gonna be Yoshi, because Yoshi's much better than Meta Knight at the end of this level, and as well as we're coming up on a secret character, the first of 3 secret characters. And with the secret character levels in NG+, like I said, we now enter the secret character door to get the stage clear message. That didn't kill? That's so dumb. So this is 1 of 3. So I'm gonna go in Yoshi because it'll be preloaded and it'll be the quickest. So I'm going for another pause glitch. And I got it. I've gotten like 3 pause glitches this run. I never get 3 pause glitches in a run anymore. Okay. So I just did a pause glitch to enter the door earlier. If I didn't get it, it would have only lost 2 seconds because there's another method with rolls that I can enter this door with while in the fight. So now we say goodbye, Toon Link, and we peace out. And even if we don't have to beat him, we still get the stage clear screen, so it counts for NG+. So now we're going to go back to the top right section. And in the route, this used to be the first level, but then I swapped this and Battleship Halberd Interior because Snake Skip, getting that was more worth, and it also didn't really affect the load or the preloads, because the level that used to be in this position would not get a fast load, and the first level in the run would get a preload. So ultimately that change that I made not too long ago didn't affect anything other than allow me to get Snake Skip and continue to run. Sadly, I did not get it in this. Yep, you pretty much say no to the secret characters and peace out. You don't have to beat them to get the stage clear screen. So yeah, that immediately eliminates like probably like 6 minutes worth of time compared to doing those 3 stages through. So that's pretty neat. And the secret characters aren't even really used. Not even aren't really. They are literally not used for anything because they have no purposes. So just keeping them unlocked is a pretty neat thing that works out in this route. So yeah, now we die with Pikachu because I'm going to be Meta Knight for a little bit. Wow, that really screwed me. Okay. Do a long glide here because Meta Knight. So now we're coming up on a NG Plus exclusive skip. There's already been a few in the run, but this one is very interesting because if I'm positioned incorrectly by like maybe a few pixels or something, then I get screwed. Alright, there we go. It's not that hard, but literally like 1 pixel like lower, I'm in the locked fight. Alright, now we do another really long glide, because Meta Knight. I promise this is not Meta Knight the category. It's only Meta Knight mostly the category. I almost grabbed that ledge. Back gliding. another invis cape glitch, which I did already in the run twice, I think. It's just the fastest way to get by those enemies because they can have hitboxes that deal me knockback. And in some cases, some characters' dash attacks or back rolls are actually faster than them just straight up dashing, so there's a few places that I actually do want to just constantly dash attack. I actually don't want that, because that will screw up with a cool glide that I'm going to attempt that never works in a run, but it would be really cool to get. It's probably the hardest glide to hit. Yeah, unlucky. So if I get the right RNG, the right timing and everything, I can actually glide from where I started all the way into the door that I'm going to right now. It's ridiculous, and I've never done it in a run, and never will, I'm sure. But it's a thing. It'll be a very cool glide on intense difficulty, actually. Not, I was supposed to end this cape. Not too much longer, actually. Alright, so this is a little scary level because this ruined my first real 109 pace a little bit ago. Because this level has a big, gigantic monkey that can ruin your day if he doesn't run right directly into you. So I want Big Monkey to run right into me, and he will pretty much just disappear. But that's easier said than done. So oh, die. Nice. Hit the bomb. Wow. That was actually nice. Unintentionally. Alright, so I'm gonna use Fox. His back throw is really good, and the rest of the level is pretty straightforward. It's another secret character, enter, door, exit, quit out level. So we completely avoid the second half of the level because of secret character. So alright, so here we go. I want Diddy to run directly into me. Him jumping is not good at all, and he back threw me. Alright, that was horrible RNG. It's a lot harder to get him to run directly into you on higher difficulties, and that's the risk I take. Alright, kill him with Pikachu. Because on easy, he'll just literally just fall into your hands most of the time. But on higher difficulties, more BS can happen where he just doesn't want to. He actually did run into me. Like, but that was like right away when spawning. I want him to wait like half a second and then start running. Like, I need to get into position to actually make it work. But alright, it's not that bad anyway. So now, look, another secret character door that we enter. It's Puff, obviously. And then we peace out because it's legal in this category. So we're saving like another 2 minutes. Whereas in Forest, I saved like 2.5 minutes or something. And then in the last level, I'll save like another 1.5 minutes or something. You overall save like 6 minutes over these quit outs and secret character doors. So, screw off Puff. Now, we have something that I haven't mentioned before that's coming up right now. If I could do the menuing, it's a hard diagonal menu. Why am I blanking? I don't know why I just blanked so hard there. Alright, so I'm actually running on the PAL version of the game. The European version is exclusive to this skip that I'm about to do. I'm about to skip an auto-scroller. I'm skipping a fight first. This one's not exclusive, but I screwed up the timing, but I skip a fight, and then for some reason there's a death plane here that spawns us past the ending of the autoscroller, because after the autoscroller you get locked into a fight automatically, but they kept that in for the European version. I'm supposed to glide. For some reason they kept that death plane respawn point in the European version even before entering the autoscroller, so if I skip the first fight, avoid the autoscroller, jump over it, and then put my position within that respawn point, I can literally skip the entire autoscroller, and that is the biggest skip in the game, and the reason why we run on PAL. It saves like a minute and 20-25 seconds. And if I were to do the exact same thing on NTSC, I would just spawn at the very beginning of the level. So that is actually one of 2 PAL exclusives. The other PAL exclusive was already done in Bomb Factory 2, where it's not really noticeable, but doing the autoscroller skip in Bomb Factory 2, the camera, while I was dying with Rob, the camera was locked, so that I died quicker to skip the autoscroller, whereas in NTSC, oh, am I gonna get this? Oh my god, that was so horribly done, I have to redo this glide. Whereas if I was on NTSC and did the Bomb 2 autoscroller skip, the camera would be unlocked and I have to literally like fall all the way down, and that's like a 7-second exclusive time save for PAL. So that and Wilds 2 autoscroller skip, or PAL skip, are the 2 PAL exclusives that's done in this and any percent. Wow, I'm not gliding good at all right now. So yeah, if anyone's looking to get into this game and is like, oh, PAL, I have to buy a version from a different region, you don't really have to. It's not even really that worth until, like, if we're saying any percent, it's not really worth until like top 3. Like you're at a top 3 position or whatever, so if anyone ever gets in this game, you don't have to really worry. I don't know if that was the last one. I think it was. But yeah, there's PAL exclusives, just those 2. And then a few smaller time saves with PAL. Just being able to load into levels quicker is another PAL thing. It's not that huge, but it is time save. So, now we are on our way to Cuck Wario. Hopefully, he can be very annoying. Do a ICG into the fight because it's faster than just dashing. So get Wario over, hopefully back throw, do the Zelda strat. Okay, or that. I've never seen that before. He literally rode his way to hell. Just, okay, I don't know what that was. Alright, so now we have a very cool and interesting glide that I discovered 2 years ago or something like that. So I'm gonna glide from the start of this room, basically, hopefully to the end, in one fell swoop, I guess, as you can call it. And it can only properly be done on intense difficulty. Okay, well, never mind. I screwed it and I died. Okay. I really screwed that up, didn't I? That's sad. All the cool things I want to show off, I screwed up on this. Oh, I was gonna glide all the way to the end, hopefully. Or probably into these spikes, because that's the hardest part of it. And instead, I guess not. And I died with Pit. I didn't want to die with Pit. And now I am Kirby, and I don't want to die with Kirby because I want to load in this secret character door with Kirby. Because for some reason, entering doors with Kirby, the main protagonist of this, because it's Sakurai's game, it's a Kirby game essentially, is the meme. I will be able to load into the secret character faster than normal. So yeah, that's why I'm Kirby now. And it only saves time in this compared to doing it in the other two levels, because I'm already, like, with Forest for Toon Link, I'm already preloaded with Yoshi, and Yoshi's pretty quick anyway. And then with Swamp, I have to, like, do another fight and movement before getting into the Puff door, whereas this is literally just an auto-scroller into the door. So I'm gonna time this, do some jumps, time down B, and enter the secret character door. And I'll be loaded in faster than any other character for some reason. Little secret Sakurai made Kirby load faster than anyone.
3, 2, 1,
Bye bye, Wolf. Oh, I don't know why that happens sometimes. For the quit outs, I'm holding left, right, and A and spamming start, but sometimes that can happen. So now we have another level, and I'm actually doing this as Kirby because Meta Knight is actually not that good for this, and for Kirby's used for any percent for this level, and it wasn't too long ago where we discovered that Yoshi's a lot slower than Kirby, because there's certain strats that are used with Kirby for this level to make it go pretty quick. So that's why I am using Kirby. Also, another thing, I didn't get a fast load, even though I was literally Kirby in the previous level, so how did I not get a fast load? How could that happen? For the secret character doors, for some odd reason, you automatically get a bad load every time the next level, even if I entered the next level with the same character, which I did with Kirby. It's just a little weird quirk, so that actually, in the route, allows us to play as characters that would normally be slower to be, in order to not interfere with, like, an already preloaded character in the route. So it's beneficial, but just a weird little quirk. That's a thing that happened with loads. It's not really noticeable. Alright, so now we have a very interesting level. Very cool Meta Knight gliding. And then we are going to cut Lucario at the end, hopefully. So this is pretty much very similar to Any Percent, which is easy mode. I think I have to avoid the spikes, otherwise I might screw myself. So I'm doing the same kind of movement as I would. Okay, well, that didn't work. I have a chance to die. Okay, I had to actually, like, legitimately had to roll right, otherwise I would get hit by the ticket and die. So now, with auto-scrollers on higher difficulties, especially with this one with so many enemies, I actually have to pay attention because I want to stay as Meta Knight up until the end of the level, almost, so I actually have to be very careful. But yeah, we only have a few more levels after this. We'll be done soonish. The longer estimate time pretty much just, if so many things went terribly wrong and RNG was so horrible, which a lot of things went terribly wrong, but not to the point where I would barely be missing estimate. But yeah, this is really, even with like bad gameplay, like this run is probably like, it should still be a sub 120 at least. Alright, so I entered a door to exit out of the auto-scroller earlier than normal, because we can off-screen if it's in the right position. Same any percent movement with Meta Knight here. Not a whole lot different. For some reason on intense difficulty we can nair one-shot with Shados with Meta Knight. Shouldn't be able to, but we can. I don't know why. If we couldn't, then might actually be doing this on very hard difficulty. Or hard difficulty. So now I'm gonna go all the way up, and I'm actually gonna die with Meta Knight and beat DDD because I want to suck and cuck Lucario. The strat is much easier than hopefully having a bad Lucario. So hopefully he stays still. He doesn't, so this is the backup. I sit here and wait for him to jump into me, which, wow, this is horrible RNG. I guess I'll be right here then. Suck and cuck. That's the strat. We actually do that one more time. It's now left up. So now this is another level that has a pretty decently lengthy auto-scroller, but this is one of the two in the game that doesn't change the duration from different difficulties. So it's always the same speed on any difficulty, so we just play on easy because obviously you kill the enemies faster. Yeah, there's a lot of brawl tech that is introduced that is like very highly used in this run. Like you saw Daxus at the beginning, you see me using Visible Cake glitch, the banned glitch from Brawl tournaments. You've seen that used up quite a bit. Gliding techniques with me spamming. If you're curious about me spamming up air every time I jump, it saves a few frames every time compared to having the full jump animation play out, so that's why I'm doing that. So there's a lot of tech that goes into these brawl runs. So normally I don't do a double dip here, but I've been sucking horribly at this fight skips, so I'm gonna do it. So I'm skipping 3 fights in a row right now with a big Meta Knight glide. Old as time, really. This is bomb 1, right? I don't know why I blanked so hard. So now I'm going to be doing a little thing called elevator clip, where I'm going to use this elevator to clip out of bounds. And finish this room out of bounds. Saves like 4 seconds or something. I just glide to the door. Right? I used to do this fight a lot better. I was hoping that. Okay, well that barrel was nice. Alright, so that was bomb 1. So now we have Subspace 1. Another suck and cuck level. We have Bowser at the end of this level. So use DDD again, just a little bit quicker. So this is just like another primarily vertical Meta Knight level, just like Glacial Peak was. Yeah, it's a really good game to learn and very underrated. I screwed that up, but saved it at the same time. It's very underrated and a very fun run to learn. Very fun game mode all around. If you're interested in what I'm playing, you can play as whoever you want, and then any percent. You're limited, but the limitations aren't a big deal. So now I'm gonna SD with Meta Knight to spawn in as DD again to cuck Bowser. Yeah, if you're ever interested in looking more at Brawl stuff, we do have resources like a N% quote-unquote beginner tutorial made a while ago, but yeah, there's resources that can help out anyone that wants to learn the run. Alright, 2 more levels to go. Unless I somehow forgot a level, which I feel like I did not. But it's a possibility when I don't have my splits up, so. just a bunch of quick attack cancels to get through this first part quickly, and also Pikachu, because the fights coming up are really well done with Pikachu and better than anyone else. Oh, that's supposed to be quick attack. Otherwise, I'd be using Meta Knight. Sometimes my buffer doesn't work there. My buffer jump. So I just down smash to pop up Samus, follow one of them. Right here I want to die with Pikachu, but they kept DIing inwards. That's what they like to do. Samus is like the DI inward towards the stage. So normally here I want to be Meta Knight. Meta Knight's just a lot easier to go through this part of this level, but Pikachu's not all that bad. I will be Meta Knight in a little bit. That's supposed to quick attack there. Not like it really mattered though. I'm not quick attacking. Alright, so now we're gonna die, and I'm gonna Meta Knight, and I'm gonna skip a fight by completely avoiding it, and I'm just gonna glide to the door at the end. One giant Meta Knight glide. Because Meta Knight to the door. We skipped the fight pretty much with that as well. I'm about to skip another fight, because in this room I can skip and enter the teleporter early by doing exactly that. Do all of my jumps with up air cancels, because I actually have to in order to reach it, and then do a drill, and I'm able to skip an entire room in this section, and then we just SD and be Charizard because we're going against another boss. This RNG is alright, because I can constantly SDI the Ridley's tail. Hit me out of my up B, that just lost me 3 seconds. That would have been super good. So right there you saw me SDI the Ridley's tail attack in order to get more of the Rock Smash hitbox out, and you'll actually see me do that for Taboo if I get the best RNG, which is his slap move. So we're at the end. This is the end. This is Taboo. At least I hope this is the end. I don't think I missed a level, and if I did, I'm sorry. This definitely, to me, in my honest opinion, feels like I missed the level just because of how bad the beginning went. I shouldn't be, like, I'm 2 minutes behind record. I feel like it should be 4. But if I didn't, we'll take it, I guess. Alright, bad RNG. Ooh, call out. So now we just Rock Smash Taboo. Time will end once the last bit of his health is depleted. Like, I hate when a high spawn stays there for a while. I'm gonna go in. I wanna get over. I died, damn. No, 112. Alright, he's gonna do his off waves, which you never figured out how to dodge as a kid. You just downward dodge, and that's time. Hopefully I didn't miss a level. It definitely feels like the time I got should have been worse based on how the beginning went, but that's my goal was sub 115, and if I didn't miss a level, then that's pretty cool, I guess. So I guess while the credits are going out, I really only have one little shout out to make. Speed Gaming Live 2021. They're hosting a side tournament for Subspace, Emissary, any percent. So if you're ever interested into getting into the run that is Subspace Emissary, not this category that I just did, it's completely different from any percent, but if you're ever interested in learning any percent, like a 2 to 2.5 hour run, 3-ish hours for a beginner, we have resources set up in the Speed Gaming Live 2021 Discord. So if you're ever interested to join the tournament, it's going to be held when they do the tournament in a month and a half, and the registration closes November 1st. So if anyone's ever interested into picking up the game, even for fun, just to enter the tournament for fun, registration closes in a month. And it's allowing emulator, because we've kind of had discussions over the years about allowing emulation and whatnot, and just to make it more accessible. So if you're ever interested in learning, all you need is really a computer and a controller, and that's it. So yep, that's all for me. Thank you, SpeedyFists, for having me. It's very cool to finally run on SpeedyFists. Hope you enjoyed the run.